Oh, hi everyone!
Fuck! It's Dracula!
Ah, Dracula!
Hi
Hello,
everyone.
everybody! Oh, wait, this is Pete's job. I don't have to do anything today.
Yeah, you're good, dude. It's me. You do have to say hi. We're gonna get into things really quick tonight because this game has 5 steps, and I imagine that will take some time. So we're gonna really just go in quick. But how are you guys doing?
I'm doing all right.
Yeah.
Pete, I didn't read the rules. What do I do?
I am going to. Well, we're gonna go through the rules. We're gonna have basically. Hi, I'm Pete. We're running a one-shot tonight. It's called Fuck It's Dracula. I'm going to be the DM or the Dracula Master, as the game dictates. I'm really excited to play this game. I read it a long time ago, and it's hilarious. Before we get into it, I do want to say thank you very much to Card Pocket, who just subscribed to Twitch Prime. They've been subscribed for 19 months. Hey, we're back, baby! And also, thank you so much to T Skaggs, who subscribed with that delightful emoji, the eekest love. Thank you very much, Skaggs. But yes, let us get into it. So this is Fuck It's Dracula. It is a 200-word RPG from the challenge of the same name, meaning that you only had 200 words to design it. It's the same contest that I submitted Word Warriors to, which you may have seen us play a couple times on these Sunday games, and it is amazing. We're gonna do a quick. We're basically gonna do a quick session 0 right here. I've allotted 20 mental minutes to session 0 out. Fuck It's Dracula, because there is some there is some interesting stuff in the rules here involving character creation that I'd like to world build a little bit before we get to it. So let's just hop right into it. I'm gonna read you guys the rules now of Fuck It's Dracula.
It's good that I didn't read it.
Yeah. If
Order
you
a
want,
spoiler.
it's fine. It's at
No,
least
it's
at
actively
least
good, I think.
it's at least neutral. I agree. I think you might be right though. And if you want to follow along, I did put a link to this game on our Discord in the channel updates channel, and there's you can see the rules there if you want to look along with us.
Oh, I need dice. Shit.
I'm gonna
you need
post it in the chat.
You need 1d. Actually, no, we just roll 20. Oh
Yeah,
wait,
but I want to roll dice. The
Yeah,
chat
fair
can't
enough.
see roll 20. They can't see my dice either. But
So let me run you through the rules now. I'm going to begin reading. You are simple villagers on the desert planet Thanaxio. It's 3400 AD and humans live throughout the galaxy. A coffin-shaped pod just crashed to the south. Create characters. Step 1. Each of you are going to roll 1d6 for each following stat. Aggress, Comprehend, Enrapture, and Survive. This is the only rule that I'm actually changing. You will need to roll them on roll 20, because I need you guys to roll me d5s. Because the way this is worded, it essentially lets you have a perfect score in a stat where you always automatically succeed. Which
right.
didn't
Guess
it
I'm re-rolling all my stats.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
but
you
you
have
could
to
also
re-roll.
automatically fail.
No, you could never automatically fail. You always have at least a 1.
Wow.
Because it's
Right.
less than or equal to. So if you have a 6, then if you want to roll aggress, like I kill Dracula, well, you always do it. So
okay.
Well,
So we got to roll a d5.
so just for this first one, I need you guys to roll me some d5s.
So James, looks like you rolled a 4, a 3, a 5, and a 2. Carl,
Yeah.
you rolled a 5, a 2, a 3, and a 1. And this is where I'm gonna roll all ones probably.
If you roll all
Oh.
ones, yeah.
All right, a 5, a 1, a 4, and a 2.
Perfectly average.
I'll take it.
So I'm curious how your distributions all landed out. Where did you guys end up with your stats? Because I was assuming, by the way, this is in order, I believe. So I think you now have the numbers in the order that they are there. Again, the stats for this game are Aggress, Comprehend, Enrapture, and Survive.
Just aggress.
Yes.
not aggression, not aggressive. I changed it to aggression on my character sheet just because I was
Ooh,
like,
that's cheating.
all right, okay.
Yes, I made you guys some delightful character sheets.
Aggress.
Really?
You'll see there. Yeah. If you look under the.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Sure. I
Okay,
won't use this for now.
Yeah. All right.
that was under
So
word
my
warriors.
stats right now are Aggress 4, Comprehend 3, Enrapture 5, and Survive 2.
Oh, so you're a very likable sort.
Yeah.
And you can also punch.
Now I can also punch.
Crowley, how'd you end
Surviving,
up?
not so
Surviving's-
good.
You're just gonna die, is what you're saying?
Who knows? I might die at some point. Trying my best not to.
Crowley, how'd you end up?
I have Aggress 5,
Oh,
Comprehend 2, Enrapture 3, and Survive 1. So I'm gonna die.
fair enough.
I also have Aggress 5. We're a very aggressive group, apparently.
Yeah, you guys are really good at hitting and punching.
I'm dumb as bricks. I have Comprehend 1. I have Enrapture 4 and Survive 2. I don't know what these mean,
You're a
but we're
lovely.
going to learn real soon.
I barely do as well, so you're in good company.
I'm that barbarian that everyone loves, even though they have no character development. That's my character in this game.
Oh no, he's Glonk. Guys, what
Glonk
would
the
we do
sci-fi
without
barbarian?
Glonk?
Everyone with Blanc.
Step
Glonk.
2. Everyone rolls a d6 and gains an item from this list. So I'd like you all to roll me a d6 and do it one at a time. So that way...
Well, this we can roll physically.
Yeah, roll this physically. Also, no repeats, I'm going to say. So you all get your own unique item.
Who's rolling first?
And the options are for people watching here. We have a knife, a picture, some water, a mirror, a book, or a crow. Yeah, who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
All right, Charlie.
I got a mirror.
Ooh, so we get a 4. A mirror you have.
All right. I actually got this fancy D6 at PAX from the. I had to color in a coloring sheet for it, but it has a beholder on it, so cool.
Oh, that's lit. I'm very in.
So, all right. Well, my tiny space here. 5. A book.
Ooh, we have a mirror and a book. And last but not least, best of luck.
I would have rolled a mirror, so I guess I re-roll.
Yes.
I have a knife.
Ooh, that makes sense with your aggressive nature. And then last, we're going to write down who or what your character loves most. If you guys want to decide on that immediately, you're welcome to. But now I wanted to take a moment and talk a little bit about what you're going to end up doing for characters. And let me tell you a little bit about the desert planet of Thanaxio before we do that and what you guys are going to be doing there. It's the year, as it says in the description, I cannot, of course, change this. This is canon. It is the year 3400 AD, and you are on Thanaxio, which is a desert planet. And you guys are simple villagers in that place, which is maybe a slight understatement. You're probably at least a little bit more than simple villagers if you're rolling around with 5s. But you guys are essentially... like meteorologists and sort of like scouts in the area. There's lots of dust storms, and you guys are, really the high fantasy town guard that goes out and makes sure that like kind of goes a little bit out of town to see like, oh, there's a dust storm coming. We can go and alert the town, and everyone can hide in their homes because Thanaxio is mostly flat and is pretty prone to that. So you guys are essentially this sci-fi town guard. Earth is long gone. Earth hasn't been around for a while, which we'll get into once we start really playing. But these are the basic things you're going to be doing. That's your job description here on the desert planet. That's how you guys are going to know each other. So
are we all human?
You guys don't necessarily have to. I had imagined you as all being human.
Oh, okay.
But if you don't want to be human, we can make that work. You guys can be. This can be whatever we want. The only things that are canon is that the name of the planet is Thanaxio, and it's a desert planet, and it's 3400 AD.
Okay.
So, are any of you having any instant inspiration off the bat from what you got from your stats and your item? Also, for your items, like you have a knife that can be anything. That can be like, it's a cyber knife from from that has sci-fi abilities. You can
From
just
future Australia.
Yeah, exactly.
This is a knife.
Now that's a knife. So whatever you guys think. Now, any first thoughts?
All right. So based on my stats, I was already thinking about since I did read the adventure and the rules, unlike some people, I've been thinking about what my character would be. Yeah, so with a 5 in Rapture, I'm thinking I'm playing 3 comprehend, 2 survival. I'm playing some lanky sort of rascally swashbuckler guy. Right? I have a 4 aggress. Right? I'm not afraid to do violence. I have a decent comprehension, so that I know what fights to not get into for the most part, because I am pretty frail. For the most part, I make my living by going around to, I don't know, space taverns. And since this is a desert planet, I immediately assume Dune, and so I'm a spice addict. For sure.
Oh no! Is this what you love most, James?
Geez. I mean, most. That's you have to make me make a list. I guess it's probably in my top 5.
Does spice do what spice does in this world, or is it just a drug, or is it also like, is it like a combat drug?
I'm not sure if it's like a combat, I can see the future sort of deal like it is in Dune. At the very least, I think it's heightened awareness, right? Like very much eyes are going all over the place, mile a minute, being like, I feel as if I can see everything.
Yes,
who knows if that's true or not?
I guess fate will tell us whether or not that's truly the case. But is your what was I going to ask about your spice? Is it called spice? Is it just?
Oh, I mean that's just short. Yeah, why not? I
Yeah,
mean that's a good generic.
I got a question.
It might be called Calaxian.
Calaxian
crystal.
Spice sounds good to me.
Does James have any spice?
I have a book on how to grow spice.
Oh.
That's your book?
My book is How to Acquire Spice. Who knows if it's a organic substance, if you need to get it from an animal, if it's found in caves, whatever it is, I know how to acquire spice. That's my book.
And when you purchased that book, do you have a name yet?
Grifnir.
Grifnir?
Be my name.
Grifnir, when you first purchased that book, you found the person that you
I
bought
stole
it from.
this book.
Oh, well, that makes even more sense for what I'm about to say then.
Because it says how to steal this book and acquire spice. Everything you want in life in 10 easy steps.
Wait, did you have to read the book first?
No, that's the title, is steal this book, acquire spice.
Oh, okay.
But James, this is key.
7 or 8 more steps for a complete life.
This is key. When you stole this book recently, you found in the back of it there was a little kind of like pouch, like you know how they cut some of the pages out of the book. There is 1 dose of spice that the person who owned this book was hiding in the spice book.
Haha! Already, things are coming together. In fact, they have a little. That's a section that is made to cut out to make your own spice holder, right? Like it's built into the book. The people who were making this knew exactly what they were doing and what it would be used for. So it's actually built in. There's like 50 blank pages that are just to create a fake book space for spice.
And Drivnir, if you wouldn't mind, could you change your name on Roll20 to reflect that, so I can
Oh yes, of
remember
course.
This? As we're going through, great. So Jeremy and Crowley, James that was pretty quick, James.
That was on point.
It's been a while since I've been on. I got all my creative juices filled up.
Is that a bash at us subtly, or?
I mean, no.
James is just overflowing with spice and thought. Put in the
Crowley.
Crowley and Jeremy, yeah.
Well, Crowley, did what James say inspire you for anything? Because I definitely immediately had some ideas.
You go ahead.
Okay. I am Grivnir's best friend. I am a dog man.
A dog man, like a
I'm a
human
dog man
hybrid. Yeah.
Yeah, think of
like a tabaxi, but a dog.
No, think more like Barf from Spaceballs.
Oh, excellent.
Nice.
I'm a dog man.
Yeah, the people dog
nice.
hybrids in some of like the space radiation, dogs and humans on spaceships away from Earth. A lot of strange things happen. There's birdmen and stuff. There's all kinds of animal people.
Yeah, my name is Tussle. I just flipped through the dictionary, and that was the first word I saw. So my name is Tussle. I'm a dog man, and I love Grivnir most because he's my best friend.
Is he your best friend? Like, are you a little bit? How dog are you?
I don't know. I think I'm just gonna talk like this. Like I'm this kind of dog, but like he's my best bud. I don't know what you want.
Okay, I'm just wondering. Okay, fair enough. He's your best bud.
Yeah, he's my best, I don't know what you want from me. He's my best bud.
And what's your name gonna be?
Do you have a tail?
No, yeah, of course I have a fucking tail.
Okay.
Is who you love most Grivnir then?
Yeah, 100% it's good.
Oh, okay, great.
He's my best friend.
You have a knife.
Yeah, I've got a knife. My name is Tussle.
Tussle, right. Tussle.
Yeah. I'm a good boy.
Is there anything special about your knife, or is it just a knife?
It's got some blood on it.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Stained.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I just kind of carry it around. Sometimes I stab people.
In that case, Crowley.
Yes.
What are you thinking?
My name is Jacoby.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. And I'm just a simple farmer. All my life, I've been a simple farmer. I mean, I'm also a hunter. I'm good at hunting. I don't know where that skill comes from. I just do it. I just feel like I know how to do it real well. I've got this old mirror from it's really old though. It's like it's a family heirloom from it's 3400 AD. This thing's from 1600 AD. Like this thing's really old and somehow survived.
You probably does Jacoby know that it's from 1600 AD, or do you just know that it's been in your family for as long as your family has had a lineage?
I know that it is from 1600 AD.
Okay, so this is an Earth mirror.
Yes, this is an Earth mirror.
And how big is it?
It's small, and it's unbroken lineage, and it has it's very detailed Gothic almost. And it has on the back of it, may you always know your enemy.
That's a pretty fucking cool thing to have on the back of it. In that case,
the enemy is you. Oh no.
That seems a pretty good place to start. You guys bang that right out.
Don't I need to love something?
Oh yeah, I forgot to ask you what you loved. Thank you.
The hunt.
Yes, of course. Which the desert planet Thanaxio hasn't necessarily been all that good to you on the hunt. There are some species of lizards and stuff that have survived here, but
yeah, I've never found that quite fulfilling.
Yeah, it's not what you're looking for. You don't even know what it is what you're looking for. There's something in the back of your mind. And you just can't seem to grasp it, Jacoby. But with that, I think we're actually just ready to get right into it. Yeah. Allow me to read you the rest of the rules. Actually, Jeremy, you didn't read the rules. Crowley, did you?
Yeah.
Okay, Jeremy, I'm not going to read these rules out loud because they're kind of spoilers for what happens.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I started reading, and I'm like, it tells me what phase 1 is. I shouldn't probably read this.
Yeah, it kind of tells
everyone else, you cheaters.
So I won't read it out loud. So that way
I'm
you
a
can
good
have
boy.
the fun of not knowing what's going to happen. But to roughly explain, just for people watching, what this game is, it basically kind of tells you what the plot of the game is, and then has a table that you roll on for like twists on that. So I have a dice here that I'll roll. I'll roll the twists, and if you're looking at it, you can kind of maybe try and guess what's happening behind the scenes based on what's going on. But let me at least read to you the core mechanic, and the mechanics are these. When you try something challenging, roll 1d6 against an appropriate stat. If you roll equal or lower to your stat, you succeed. If the roll is higher, the DM writes something on your character sheet. So that's why I made sure you all had character sheets, is because anytime you fail, I put something on your character sheet. So, with that, I think that we can truly begin here. Y'all ready?
I'm ready.
Let us come into the world of fuck. It's Dracula. The year is 3400 AD, and you are simple villagers on the desert planet Thanaxio. Thanaxio is one of many colonies that have sprouted from Earth, and your memories of Earth are little to none. Of course, you weren't alive during that time, but records have been poor as well, because humanity has fled to the stars from their homeworld. The Earth was destroyed by a strange catastrophe that people now call the Ground Plague, was one word for it. Others have just spoken it of as a calamity, this great and terrible happening, and it has been called as a plague because it has been spreading throughout the universe. Wherever humanity goes, it seems that this terrible happening follows. The grounds open up, fire pours from the earth. Some people say that they've seen monsters and creatures. A lot of that has been dismissed, but regardless, the sudden coming is so swift and brutal that humanity has lost a lot of its history and tradition, and you who are kind of now on the outskirts, on one of these few remaining colonies, are, in the grand scheme of humanity's survival, very much like refugees, using technology that not many people still understand, and just trying to jump from planet to planet as you run from this devastation. But that scale is perhaps a bit larger than the one that the three of you are living in right now. The desert planet of Thanaxio and the colony that you live on, what is the name of your particular village? Would any of you like to name the village?
Barovia.
Of course. I actually knew what it was going to be when I asked that question.
I was going to call it Fuck It. But
I was going to call it Spithole.
I was actually between that and Wallachia was the other one I thought it might be. But you three from Barovia are living, and as I described before, you're working part-time. I believe some of you, Grivnir, you work a few nights. You make your money elsewhere from time to time, going around to different kind of dive bars and skimming credits from here and there with your personality. Is that fair to say? Grivnir?
Oh, yeah. No, going from place. I don't know. I thought you had said Jeremy for some reason.
No. I'm all character names for you. Also, yeah. Jeremy, can you change it?
I changed it, sorry.
You did it right as you were saying it. But you guys work as these kind of like scouts that go around and just check out the surrounding area, and that is truly where we begin. You find yourself today. You're out on watch. the planet is so flat and featureless that even though you're miles and miles out from town, you can still see the town kind of rising just a mar on the otherwise kind of featureless landscape in the distance. And you guys are just kind of out on watch, running patrols, looking out for the, impending walls of dust that come sweeping in. And they're frequent, but they're not daily. There's not like a guarantee on every day that you're going to see one. It's a good way to make a little extra change. Tussle, I imagine you just took this job because Grivnir was doing it?
Yeah, oh yeah, he's my best friend.
Yes, of course. And Jacoby, you're always hoping to run into something out here, some new species. The planet hasn't been that thoroughly explored. Mostly it was only chosen because it was like, the atmosphere was okay-ish, but it's not great. Maybe some larger game, something bigger. You're not sure what it is you're looking for, but it's just lizards, man. It's just the strange species of lizards.
Oh.
Okay. Once kind of skitters past and looks up at you, Tussle. Tongue sticks out. As you kind of do that, its own like kind of neck frills kind of flare out towards you, and it rears back on its hind legs.
All right. Put my hand on my knife.
It also kind of was like touche.
Puts its hand on its knife.
Yeah.
But I'd like to chase the lizard.
Absolutely.
Or are we still in the epilogue?
No, you're good.
This isn't the cutscene. I want to chase the lizard.
That'd be the prologue, not the epilogue.
Whatever. Prologue. Shut up.
This is what happens.
This is the ends, though. This is the ending.
This is the end of Fucking Dragon. Now let's start.
Now it's the beginning. Okay.
You chase the
What
lizard?
do I do, Pete? What do I do? I want to chase the lizard.
What's your intent? Trying to catch it or just stab it to death?
I just want to chase it.
Roll.
I have no idea what I'm gonna do when I get to it. I just want to chase it.
Like a dog chasing cars. Go ahead and roll nothing. You're good. You chase around after it.
Bow wow! Stupid lizard.
You chase the lizard for a while. You don't have to roll for that.
I run on two legs and I get very tired.
Tussle.
What? Yeah, what's up?
I'm supposed to be on watch.
I was watching the lizard.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. We're not watching lizards today, Tussle.
All right.
What do you guys move around in?
Fuck. Any of you guys got some water? Oh, I'm very tired.
Now,
if only if you wanted to have rolled some water.
It's a damn desert.
I only have this mirror.
Every time you talk like that, you scare the absolute shit out of me.
No way.
As you come back, I imagine you guys are kind of patrolling around the waste to some extent in like a vehicle of some kind. Do you guys have like a sci-fi, like a dune buggy or like a jeep or something like that? What do you use?
No, it's obviously a wagon pulled by robo horses.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Yeah. That's what I was thinking too.
That's a one up from what I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was like, all right, I'll get on the reins, guys.
Yeah, and the robot horses are currently stalling out. One of them kind of looks back at you and just neigh. It kind of kicks the ground a little bit. It's not very sophisticated, but there is a water cooler on the back, and it is dry out here. You pull as much, the planet farms as much moisture from the atmosphere as they can, but it's always slim pickings, Tussle. So now I need to roll something really quick to see what happens.
Do any of you find you have an affinity for running water?
I like running and I like water.
It's not what I meant, but very well. Good job, Tussle.
I've been on this desert planet for so long I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, we should go to a different place sometime.
Every once
We should go to that bird planet again. I want to go back to the bird planet.
Now the bird planet blew
Bird
up
planet,
just like
bird
all the
planet,
planets
bird
behind us.
planet.
And
That's
Tussle,
Tussle.
as you start thinking about the bird planet, and your eyes kind of turn in the direction of, basically it was the last planet that you were at, you turn up towards the sky where it should be visible in the night sky, the red kind of ashen remains of that planet. And you see something. You see something crashing down towards you. It looks like a meteor or a comet of some kind that's coming through, but you don't really get meteor showers here. And this is heading straight for planet side. And as it comes down, it crashes into the landscape with a heavy, heavy cloud of dust that is kind of kicked up alongside of it. None of you have ever seen anything like this happen before.
Whoa! Gryffindor, Gryffindor, did you see that? Did you see it? The thing just fell and went over there.
Yes.
No, I think it's
Did you see?
could be some sort of space pod, escape pod. Could have some salvage to it.
Bird planet?
Could be from the bird planet. Also,
I doubt it is from the bird planet.
Oh.
But we should check it out nonetheless.
Yeah. Let's go find it. Let's go.
The
It's over there by Mount Ravenloft.
All right. Tussle, I imagine you take off running, and then, like, the carriage catches up to you.
No, I go to start running them. Smarter than that. Horses this time. I'm gonna climb on.
And
Let's
Tussle learns. Sometimes you can teach an old dog new tricks. As you take off.
Comprehend what?
Yes.
Barely.
Who's got the reins on this bad boy?
I assume Jacoby.
Oh, me? Okay, sure.
All right.
What kind of role is that?
As you begin taking off, I would actually ask you to make me probably a. This would probably be survive, and I think you were terrible at that. So if someone else wants to do survive,
I have a 1.
Yeah,
then maybe it would be
we have a max of 2 in survive. So
Oh no!
Don't worry, I got a good nose. Let me do it. I got it. What am I doing? What am I doing?
Roll a d6.
You want to run the reins?
Okay.
All right, you're looking to roll below your.
Gets
stat.
on the cart, pushes Jacoby out of the way. We're going.
We're going. I don't know where we're going. We're going to go back to town. Let's go back to town.
All right, so you you begin kind of operating the reins here, and you're going in the direction of where you're headed. At least generally towards.
Oh, I failed, by the way, guys. I rolled a 4. Check
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You're welcome to use real dice now that we're.
Oh.
I just needed you to roll that 1d5 because you don't have a d5. But I guess you could have done just ignore 6 and roll the d6 anyway. But it's not enough. You begin taking off in this direction, and I'm going to write something on your.
Oh no!
I'm going to write something on your character sheet, and I think the way this works, if it's obvious what's going on, I will always just basically tell you guys that that's the case. But in this case, I think this is maybe a little bit behind the scenes of what's happening. So only you will know what's happening, Tussle, and you can choose to share that how you will.
Okay.
Interesting.
So while I do that, what are you guys talking about? So you can cover for me while I type awkwardly in Roll20.
I mean, I'm just muttering to myself, driving the thing. So.
Yeah,
I am focused
could be anything.
on the quarry.
Maybe add some spice on it. It'd be really nice. Any spice? Spice is
All
nice.
right. Hey, Gryffindor, what are we already talked about this.
Well, I'm just.
We thought you shouldn't be doing that stuff.
Well, if it's just lying there in the ground,
You shouldn't be. Oh,
somebody's-
that'd be wasteful.
Gryffindor is not for you. He's not good.
Well, it feels pretty good. So, guys, I don't know what you're always talking about when you're saying, "Oh, it's no good for you."
I don't know about that.
You're addicted, Gryffindor.
Nah, addicted? Come on. It's not like I'm constantly doing spice at every waking moment.
You're not?
I was under
there's
the
not enough
impression
for
you were.
I mean, I don't like it enough for that.
My nose is very sniffy. Oh, the sand. I gotta blow my nose. I'll be right back.
Funny you should say that. As Tussle's kind of going through and doing.
I'm back again.
And doing his best to navigate. He keeps kind of getting It keeps looking like he's maybe getting distracted and kind of wandering off course. You guys push him through. It's not hard to tell where you're going. You can still see the dust cloud kind of moving up, almost like the fallout from a bomb kind of pluming up into the air. But he's still kind of getting thrown off course, even with this huge beacon on the landscape. You're not entirely sure why.
I take a hard left. It's in the left direction, right, Pete?
Do you?
Is it in the left direction?
The thing that you, it is. There's,
hard left.
He just kind of suddenly turns the reins, and the horse, the robo horse-drawn carriage, whips around, going completely off course.
It stinks over here.
Tussle, where are we going?
There's a thing. I saw a thing. I saw a thing. I saw a thing.
All right, but there's the thing that's over there. I didn't see anything over there. Where are you taking us?
How far away is it, Pete?
Where the pod crashed down, or the other thing?
The thing.
The thing is maybe it's about 5 minutes carriage off course. Is what it seems.
Thing is so far away. There's a thing in the sand. I want it.
And he kind of continues to direct you in that point. And as you're getting there, you guys are noticing where he was off course. You're starting to see something kind of skulking about the sands, perhaps. It seems to almost blend in to a certain extent. And Tussle, you can see his like nose kind of like flaring out, and he's really kind of,
it smells very bad.
Tussle, if it smells really bad, why would we run into it? What?
I want it.
I mean, Jacoby, help me out here.
What is this thing? What are we going to find over here, Tussle?
I don't know. I was in the sand. It's moving around. Move. Run.
What is it?
I stop abruptly. I don't know.
Then why are we going to find it?
Hey, see, this is why we have Jacoby, trained robo horseman, drive the carriage.
How big is it, Pete?
It is
like big.
It is maybe it looks almost human-sized.
What is that?
It's like
out there.
It's a thing. It's like a people, but it smells real bad.
Yeah, but it's kind of like hunched over, and the only one that seems to have a firm lock. You guys are starting to see a little bit of this moving shape. It almost looks like it's like crawling or moving on all fours. It's some kind of creature that you're seeing here. But you don't have that kind of sense of smell that seems innate to Tussle here, so you aren't like keeping the same lock on it that he is, because it is kind of hard to see, like it's kind of covered in dust.
Alrighty, okay. I just kind of call out, Hey, are you from Barovia? Why are you out here?
And
as we get close,
as you say that, the thing that you're looking at currently doesn't seem to react all that much. It does stop moving, as it was kind of like shaking itself off and kind of trying to maybe remove some of the dust that it's coated in, which it happens to pretty much everyone who gets out here. Eventually, everyone looks just kind of like tannish red from coming out here, just coated in the natural sands here. And you see it kind of gesture something that's probably its head. It looks a little bit bestial as it kind of stares toward you, and its neck kind of curls a bit. But as that's happening, you notice something else. The dust has cleared from where that meteor or whatever it was crashed down. You can see a small black dot in the distance, presumably wherever it landed. It didn't leave much of a crater. It must have set down pretty gently. And then, behind you, you hear a voice speak to you. As you were all kind of distracted and looking at this thing that Tussle pointed out, you hear, "Good afternoon, sirs. Excuse me."
But Jacoby, that's not you, is it? What?
It is not me. I do not know what that is.
I turn around.
Hello?
And you see an interesting-looking individual.
Fuck, it's Dracula.
As you guys rolled right off the bat.
That was really quick.
You guys rolled right off the bat a 6, which is fuck, it's Dracula. As you turn around, you can see this man. His skin is porcelain white.
So is this the end?
No.
Okay.
There's still phases, but you can just encounter Dracula early on. He has a high kind of black shirt. It looks old. In some of the books that your family, that you kind of have from your family, Jacoby, you've seen this kind of like early Victorian almost era dress. He's wearing a lot of like frills and things, completely inappropriate for the desert.
I know this man.
And it's like daylight out, yeah?
It is daylight out. He seems fine. Long, kind of flowing hair. Eyes are a piercing red. And you can see he looks over at you and possibly handsome and says, I was looking for the nearest civilization. You are from it. Is this what this planet has to offer? As he kind of gestures towards the village that is your home up ahead.
Yeah, it's Barovia's right over there. It's the only place I know about.
It is called Barovia.
Yeah, that's what the settlers called it.
That is
Pete.
Wonderful. Yes.
Does this guy seem threatening at all?
He is a bit of a... He's a bit of a paradox. You are... He is very
Alright, no,
gentle.
if I'm at all even remotely confused, I'm gonna growl at him.
I was gonna say, he's very disarming, and there's something like, he's giving off almost a pleasant scent, unlike that like foul one that you were kind of smelling before, but there's just something in your animal instincts where some of the hairs are standing up.
Alright then, I'm just gonna go over to Jacoby, but I don't know Jacoby. I don't know about this guy.
Your dress is strange, stranger. Why are you dressed in such a way?
I am from a more, you could say, a pleasant location.
You guys have the same accent, you know. It's just kind of weird, you know. That's the early settler accent.
Are you his dad? Jacoby, it's your dad. Your dad's here.
This is not my father.
Oh.
It is most unlikely that I am his father.
Yes, I do not believe he is my father.
Never mind.
So, this is what you have. And he kind of points forward towards the town.
I got a knife.
That is what we have, but I do not think you are welcome there.
I mean, it's just never seen anybody come planet side in a ship like that. It's not even like a ship. That's just like a frickin' rock that fell out of space.
I will just pass through. It is fine.
Okay.
No.
I mean, we do have some kind of protocol. Technically, we are like the city guard. Part of our job description, you know.
Yep.
And he looks at you and he says, "It is fine. I'd like you to roll me Enrapture."
All of us, or just two?
Just.
Grivnir got a 5.
Is that?
And I have a 5 in Rapture.
Hey. For a moment, this individual is very handsome, and there's just something so like authoritative in his voice when he says it's fine, and you think, yeah, it probably is fine. I mean, you look like a person of some note, not an issue. But then, you're on the fence.
I mean, yeah, like, okay, yeah, no, like, if people ever were to show up, I'm sure that there'd be some sort of thing that we'd have to go through for that. You know, I mean, it's just you're the first person that's ever come here. Not a big refugee ship.
All right. Where are you from? You from Bird Planet?
That is very personal question. One which
No.
I feel no obligation to answer.
I do not trust this man.
I think you gotta tell us where you're from to come to Barovia. Yep. It's the rules.
Then I will speak with the officials in your town.
Yeah, sure. Let's just we'll pop back there real quick, and then we'll come back and get you. How about that?
I accept bribes too. Rough bribes.
No.
It seems that I am unwelcome.
Wow.
I will go elsewhere.
Okay. There's nowhere else to go.
Yeah, there's really. I'm sorry, but it's we're not trying to say like, oh no, this planet ain't big enough for the four of us, because this big planet, a lot of space.
Real shitty planet.
It is as you said, there is quite a bit of space. I will make my own.
Okay.
And he just kind of turns around with a flaring of his coat and begins just walking off into the desert, seemingly to nowhere.
All right.
I point
He's
my
weird.
mirror. I point my mirror at him.
You see nothing.
Well, you see the back of the mirror. So no, you're enemy.
I mean, that's true. But in the reflection of the mirror, only
No, my enemy.
the whipping sands of the desert.
And does not appear in the mirror.
Wow, that's a cool trick.
Yeah, what is that? A holographic projector? Like what?
I think your mirror is broken.
Yeah, broken invisibility.
You might want to change the batteries.
There
Wait, bad smell.
All
There
right.
are no batteries in this mirror.
I start looking around for the smell thing again.
That's weird. Mirrors have batteries. I know that. But
Well,
Tussle, we have bigger things than the bad smell thing.
While
All
you're
right,
speaking,
I don't
Tussle,
want to get into that right now. We already have a lot on our plate.
It seems to have moved off. The smell's still lingering in the air, but you don't see the actual thing connected to it.
Bad smell gone.
All right.
Okay, let's go back to the mountain.
I'll take the horses and we'll go back.
Okay,
So you guys want to
I'm gonna take a nap.
Are you going to make it? Are you guys ever going to go down to the
Nap time.
actual pod? Or are you just going to go home?
Nap time.
We should check his pod.
What? Do you think he's gonna take it with him? He's just gonna leave it there? Like,
I do not know.
It's like his thing, right? Like that's.
But it'd be better safe than sorry to check the pod.
All right, okay. It's just I don't want to get too close. That guy, he has a real weird vibe going on. You know.
You can go back to Bird Planet.
I've
Planet
talked
is
to
gone,
people like that guy before. You know, they're all smiles, very pleasant, very polite, and they're the most cold-blooded killers you'll ever.
It's like you have the opposite of a lack of object permanence.
Yes, exactly. He has an object. Absolutist? I can't think of a better word than permanent. Mega permanent? So, I'm sorry, what was your final decision? Are you going right back, or are you going to
Subject absence.
I believe we should go to the pod.
All right, fine. No, I still want to, maybe. And also, guys like that, they usually have stuff.
He's just a guy.
Okay. You
He's gonna probably die.
You drive the rest of the way to the pod. It's getting on late in the day. As you're kind of reaching the area of the pod, it's still a good ways out. You're actually kind of now thinking about that distance, and if this person came from that pod, they got to you very quickly.
And were able to intercept us that quick?
Because
going right out of space slumber into walking about fast. People don't do that.
It's a good nap.
Very strange.
Always
I
takes
do
me
not-
almost.
I do not like this.
It's like half a day to get my land lakes back after flying in space.
You
Just gotta go for a good run.
you get to the pod, and from the distance, you're looking at it. It's just perfectly pitch black in shape.
Oh.
But, I'm sorry, pitch black in color. But in shape, it is a little bit... it's short on the top. It's kind of almost like a human could just lay down right into it. It is the shape of a coffin. But the material it's made of is strange. Something that none of you have ever seen. Except for maybe you, Jacoby. I would like you to roll me comprehend. If you would like to try and figure out what this is.
Yeah, no, I would. I got a 5, which means I fail.
Alright. Yeah, you're kind of like running your hands over the material. There's kind of a grain to it. It is... what is the composition of your mirror, actually?
I think it's mostly metal.
Okay, yeah. So it's not something that you have encountered before. And I will write something on your character sheet in a moment. I'll do that in a moment. But for right now, yeah, you're not entirely sure about what it is. You know that things like this, in terms of scavenge...
I'm not familiar with this.
It's beautiful. It could be valuable.
Right? I mean, so I feel like where the hell is he, right? You know? So like we can't really just take this game. I think
the inside of it is kind of a crimson red. It's got like a soft, beautiful like cloth sort of texture to it. You've never felt anything kind of as smooth as this. Same thing with the perfectly smooth texture.
This is a luxury escape pod, Tussle.
Wow.
Feel this, man.
Wow.
No wonder he's so comfortable, can get out of there in moments and be so well rested. Jeez.
This material, it seems flammable.
I mean, yeah.
Like it should be. How does something fall to the planet through the atmosphere, but does not burn up? Something like this.
I don't know.
It also
does it have some sort of... Yeah, I don't see any engines, any battery packs. Like what the?
Exactly what I was say. It just
no screen.
It's just a box.
Huh. Yeah, it's real fucking weird.
This should be impossible.
All right. So, did we steal the impossible thing from Mr. Impossible?
Yes.
That
maybe.
Okay.
Maybe he fell out.
Yeah. No. I mean, it is. It was. All right. If he comes and he asks us about it, we plead ignorance. We say, "Oh, that was your thing," and then
I took it.
Pick it up, put it on the cot.
Okay.
All right. It is heavy, but with some kind of doing, and probably you and Tussle working together, you're able to get it and kind of load it onto the cart. The robo horses, they don't show signs of strain, but as they begin to kind of move, are you guys just setting back out to town after this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As they begin to move, you can definitely hear some extra whirring of the engines as this thing is weighing you guys down.
Say hello.
And you guys begin taking off to phase 2, return to the village. You guys have successfully completed phase 1, investigate the coffin. And now, as you begin heading back to the village, out of nearly nowhere, Tussle, that kind of strong scent, that terrible, terrible odor begins to kind of pick up again. This is at the point of, I would say, the sun is, it's not night, but the sun is setting and there's just kind of like an orangey red glow that's being cast over the whole space, because the atmosphere here leaves the sky pretty red. And you detect that smell again. You're not at the rains anymore.
But, stinky! Stinky.
Again, Tussle, I mean, let's just get back to town. There's no need to investigate every smell. All right, you don't need to go look and sniff everything.
But there are never smells.
And it's stronger, Tussle, than it was before.
Very stinky.
And as you're kind of looking around,
I want to look for it.
You don't want to look for it, you said?
No, I do.
Okay. You see something above you. You see something that's roughly shaped by what you saw kind of skulking around in the sand before, but it's no longer covered in sand and dust. It seems to be flying, and it's chasing you. And there are more of them, kind of picking up from on either side of the cart. You can see these like things moving through the desert, and they're moving quick. They seem to just be like growing and moving out of the ground, as if they're emerging from beneath the earth. They have these terrible. Now that the kind of dust has moved off them, they are a deep, deep brown, bordering on black. Their wings that you can see it flying after you with are leathery and black. And instead of kind of where a face would be, they're almost humanoid. They have kind of like claws on their hands, but where their face is, you see these like elongated snouts and almost something bestial like you, Tussle. They almost look like wolves, as the bat wolves have appeared.
Okay.
I will declare, fuck, it's getting Dracula, and we're being chased by bat wolves.
Fair enough.
Yeah, no, this Tussle is. I think this is time for the knife. This is a knife moment. All right.
I'm hiding.
Do we have any weapons
Tussle
other than the knife?
You have whatever weapons that you need to roll aggress. And at this point, tell me what you're doing. As these bat wolves are now kind of just kind of flying after you, you hear one of them kind of snarl. Another one lets out kind of a growl as it's like running along, and these things are starting to like keep pace with the cart on either side. You can see more of them too. You can see more of these things flying off in the distance and moving from the space. And they're heading not just like to this town kind of alongside of you. There's a few of them that are moving with you right now. They seem to be just like spreading out and moving across the surface to planets to other spots. You are not the only colony on this planet. But these ones currently are just kind of pursuing you as you are heading back to the village.
Well, I take out my laser rifle.
Yep, alright, you take out your laser rifle.
Wow, that's a great item. I have a knife.
I assume I have this like really shitty, inaccurate like laser pistol like that was decommissioned for being faulty, and I just kind of pinched it from a bin.
All right. So, tell me.
You know, we never usually have trouble like this. This is big trouble. This is not just normal trouble. Oh boy, I'm getting stressed.
Do not worry, friends. The hunt is on.
I would like to use aggress to yell at the robo-horses to make them go faster.
Aggress. That might be...
Bark, 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 bark,
that might
bark.
actually be Enrapture.
Sure.
So go ahead and roll me Enrapture. If that's your first move here.
I rolled a 4 and I have a 4. Does that mean I win?
Yes, it does. So in that case, the robo horses, you're enrapturing them to the best of your ability. I mean, they're robo horses, so they kind of have a maximum capacity. But one thing that happens as you're kind of just like shaking the reins and going like faster, faster, you knock a couple things off the back of the cart. Not the coffin, but you like knock off the. You guys have like some like extra like weather gear to set up like tents and stuff if you're getting stranded out here, and that just kind of falls off with the violence of your movements, and they do start going faster as you start losing materials. And the robo horses whinny as they are picking up and moving at the top speed that they're capable of going. Some of these bats that are kind of like bat wolves that are on the outskirts here are definitely going to have a hard time kind of closing in. Only the ones that are like right with you are kind of managing to keep pace. And there's one flying above you and two that are running on the ground, flanking on either side. As things continue, so you've started to kind of separate yourselves from the majority of the pack here.
I would like to use aggress to kill one of the bat wolves.
Absolutely. Go ahead and roll me aggress.
I got a 4 and my aggress is 5.
All right. So you take your laser rifle and kind of point it down at one of the bat wolves. Then what is your move? What does it look like? Do you say anything cool?
No, I kill it with ruthless efficiency.
Excellent. You fire down at it, and as the laser rifle bullets kind of pierce into the form of this creature, it kind of snarls. Its skin is tough. The laser blasts, which you have used against, I mean, they've certainly never failed you against a human. They are kind of denting into the hide and leaving like searing burn marks, but it's not enough to bring this guy down in a single kind of volley. As it's continuing to pursue after you. But it was just about to kind of like jump up and snarl at you, and you could have timed the blast right as it kind of comes up, and it falls back and kind of loses a little bit of pace with you. It definitely took damage. What else do you guys want to do? These things are kind of continuing to move along.
All right. Yep. Just the other. There's one on either side of us, right? So I'll not the one Crowley shot, but Grifnir is going to try to shoot this thing. Oh, come on, stay on the table. Stay on the table. No, it's a 6.
A 6. As you're trying to shoot, which one?
Not the one Crowley shot, but Jack.
The one on the Crowley. I am picturing Jacoby on the right side, and you on the left side, and you on the right side with Tussle in the middle doing the cart. So you fire at the one on the right side, and as you do so, it was kind of basically doing the same thing that the other one was doing to Crowley. This one was kind of like jumping out towards you, and as it lashes out at you, it rakes across and kind of gets at your arm.
Shit!
Knocking the kind of pistol from your hand and leaving you with a pretty nasty scratch along that arm, and it's painful. It's more painful than you think a scratch from these claws, should be. And that's what I'm going to say. In lieu of writing it on your character sheet, I'm just going to tell you that that's what happened, because it's pretty obvious that you got scratched very badly.
I jump to Grifnir's aid. Hey, you son of a bitch! That's my best friend.
You're going to regress?
I want to grab that bat and I want to drag it onto the cart and throw it half onto the coffin, and then just slam the coffin shut on it over and over.
All right. Go ahead and make me an aggress.
And then I'll stab it with my knife. I rolled a 3 of my aggress 5.
All right. For that whole thing to kind of pan, I mean, you kind of reach over and you drag this thing over, and you have it now in the coffin, but you'll have to go again to start beating it up, because it's kind of like it tussles. It rolls around kind of and like wrestles you a little bit as you manage to eventually force it in, as it's kind of kicking up and screaming.
The intent is to just bludgeon its head with the coffin. With like the lid of the coffin.
Yeah, so you got it in position now, and then next time you go, you'll be able to just start.
Would I have been more successful if I had just stabbed it with my knife?
It would have been. I'm saying these things basically take 2 hits to kill.
Okay.
And so you got a successful hit by getting it into this compromised position.
Okay.
Cool. Meanwhile, the cart kind of continues on, and above you, that one that was kind of flying down, kind of swoops down with a kind of growl and crashes onto the front of your cart, and seems to be pretty intelligently going for like the reins and where these things are connected, trying to like isolate you from the horses that are propelling you forward. But it just moves into that position in this round. It doesn't have time to do anything. What do you guys want to do? That's the situation. There's guys all around you. Or I guess not all around.
Jacoby and Grivnir haven't gone again.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shoot again.
All right.
I'm gonna shoot the one that's now on the cart and threatening our transportation.
Okay.
So, ooh, I got a 1.
Boom, boom.
With a 1 is always, that's the crit. I forgot that 1 is the crit. That's the best thing.
Yeah.
You quickly kind of turn around, moving away from the one that was at your side, and fire a volley at the one that's trying to like take the cart apart. It rears back as it takes the blows, being filled with more like molten plasma that mars its form. But it's still trying to it's still in that position, and it's still ready to with one swift claw strike, presumably break these binds that are keeping you guys moving.
What sort of fucking thing doesn't die to laser blast? This is insane. This is absolutely nuts. Oh god, I reached down and grabbed my laser pistol, and kind of shakily try and just kind of fire off like the whole clip, hoping it hits, spraying and praying. And yeah, no, that's a 5, so I don't.
Oh no!
Ouch!
Your arm. I was giving you a penalty to this next one too until you treated it because your arm was already hurt. But you go and kind of try to bring this one down and fire forward into it. But your aim is wild because of your previous injury, and the laser blasts just kind of go to either side of this monstrous bat wolf.
Oh my god, he's so big. How did I miss?
You got one more shot, Tussle, if you want to do something before this thing gets to act again.
Oh, it's the one that's over at the front?
The one that's on the car. Yeah, you also have the one that you were kind of holding down in the coffin, too.
Okay. Well, I've already got one rough up on that one down there. So I will leave him for now. And...
They all have one right now.
Mm-hmm. In order to not leave the one that, I'm currently dealing with, I will just throw my knife at the other one.
Righteous. Go ahead and roll me that.
Oh, wow, motherfucker. I rolled a 5 out of my 5.
Excellent. The knife, it goes to, bring down the claw and swipe at that connection point. Go ahead and, how do you kill this first bat wolf?
The knife just sticks into the back of its head and it goes and then falls. But the knife doesn't fall off the cart somehow.
And then the cartwheels kind of roll over it, adding insult to injury. As you guys continue to move forward, the other bat wolves don't spare a moment's glance for their fallen compatriot as they continue to hunt. The one, and now since you guys have all gone, the one that was in the coffin that Jeremy had had nailed down, begins to kind of right itself and is no longer essentially... Oh wait, no, you were still holding it down because you did the knife throw.
I do my knife.
It is basically trying to rest with you for control again, so it's trying to push his way back out while you were a little bit distracted. It hasn't necessarily done so, but it might be a little bit more difficult on the next round to use the exact move that you were going for. But for now, Jacoby.
Okay.
You haven't gone. There's still the one that's pursuing you over on the left side.
Jacoby.
Jacoby?
Oh, sorry.
That's you.
Yep. Yes, I shoot at the one that's trying to hurt me.
Go for it.
Nice.
Roll that address.
I got 4 out of 5.
In that case, you shoot it. Would you like to describe your killing blow?
Right through the head.
The laser blast. You've already fired a volley of them, and its face was kind of getting melted away by all of these shots, and then the final one just finishes and kind of pierces through, leaving a hole as it falls backwards onto the ground, collapsing. There is one more, and it's in a coffin. You're in a little bit of a tough spot right now, Grivnir. You're bleeding pretty bad.
Guys, it's I just...
Like I taught you, Grivnir, just bite it, Ah!
I don't think that's gonna work. I like stumble over to the back of the cart with my laser pistol, and he kind of has this thing like sandwiched in the coffin, right? So
Yeah,
I'm gonna try and hold my arm as steady as I can and just be like, okay, please, come on.
I will let you. Right now, aggress is a little bit tough for you because you're in like a physically compromised position. But I would let you roll either survive or comprehend to make this more like rigged attack, if you will. Your
all
choice.
right, then I'll go with a comprehend because that's my best one. Where I'm like, all right, it's completely still. I just have to hold my hand completely steady, put this right towards its face, and it's a 3 out of 3.
Hey!
Hey!
You rig this up in very just a careful aim and fire, and over your shoulder, Tussle, as you're forcing this thing back down the coffin, you kind of push it over to the side for a moment, and then your dear friend, would you care to describe your killing blow on this last one?
Oh, my hands are shaking like crazy, and it's really more luck than anything that the laser just kind of, because it has a bad reflector in the barrel, right? And it just kind of wings in a kind of strange angle right through the eye of the
a perfect and precise shot.
Yeah, just like I planned. Calculated.
And Tussle, I imagine this is the point when the coffin lid starts closing a bunch of times.
Is die.
And all of them kind of remain motionless. And you've dealt with the immediate wolf bats around you, but you can see more of them beginning to kind of like spread over the landscape here and out around, as I kind of described previously. There are a few that are headed for the town and not really focused on your cart at the moment. But at this point, you guys
I'd like to be
make
firing upon them as we're leaving.
Oh yeah, I assume that as you're coming back, you are actively. And Jacoby.
Yes.
It feels right.
This is it.
Feels so good.
This feels right.
As you are unleashing volleys into these flying bat wolves, you're getting a better feel for it too. The more you're hitting them, you're starting to like realize what weak points are and like where the softest bits of flesh are on kind of like the underbelly for some of the flying ones. And as you're reaching town, you guys see Jacoby finally land like just a quick 3-round burst as one of these bat wolves comes plummeting down to the sky and into the town below. And this is right as you guys are arriving into town. You hear like shrieks from some of the people in this village.
It seems that the weakest point is right at the heart.
All right.
Yep.
Okay. Sure.
Yep.
Yeah, I've taken the. Should I try to like bandage up my arm as best I can here? Like.
So you guys.
I would like to help my friend.
Yeah, you guys are back in the village. Go ahead and bandaging would probably be a survive roll. You are now in the town, and you can see people are kind of panicking a bit at the sight of some of these monsters that are arriving in town. You took out a lot of them, so there's not actually that huge of a percentage of them that are hitting the town where you guys live, but there are enough, and I think just any is enough to make people freak out. Oh my god, there's bat wolves. People are kind of like running about in the streets.
Pretty nuts.
Some people are starting to like move for the survival ships and like the refugee ships that brought you guys here originally. What do you guys do as you get to the village?
I am looking over Grivnir. Buddy, you okay? You okay? You all right? You doing okay? You doing all right?
I rolled a 6 on my on my bandages, so I've pretty much just taken like what's left of a tent, right? Just some spare canvas, or like maybe it's part of the wagon, I don't know, and just kind of wrap my arm in it, just kind of just be like, the blood isn't getting everywhere now. Still hurts like a bitch.
Just filling that tent like a balloon.
Yeah, just sort of. Yeah, no, it's still bleeding.
Looks bad.
Go ahead.
It feels real bad, Tussle. It feels.
Go ahead and roll me survive. Go ahead and.
No, he's saying he already did.
Oh, I'm sorry. What did you do?
I rolled a 6 to try and bandage my wound.
It's the crit fail. I was basically going to say, you are still wounded.
Yes. No. I for sure. And it still hurts real bad. It's still bleeding, but I'm holding the blood in-ish not from my body, just from falling on the ground.
Oh no, buddy! No! Oh no!
Yeah, no, it still hurts. It hurts real bad, Tuss.
I will carry you. Let's get to the ship. Let's go. We gotta leave. We're going to Bird Planet.
If I just
it's okay. Stay with me. We're going to Bird Planet.
Bird Planet is being destroyed.
We can't go to the Bird Planet, Tussle. God, next planet on the list of refugees is Swamp Planet. I'll never get you to pay attention to anything out there.
And after that, it's the planet of giant razor-toothed bears.
As you're saying,
we have to stay.
As you're saying Bird Planet, Tussle, you can see like there's a group of bird people that are walking by, that are walking towards the refugee ship, and they look to you, Tussle, and they go, "Wherever we go, we'll be Bird Planet." As they look to you and kind of nod as they're trying to make an escape. You guys feel the ground beginning to rumble.
We gotta go. Time to leave. Alright, adventure's over. Let's go.
No, we cannot leave. This is it. This is the moment.
I mean, I don't think this has been one of the best places. Spice production is all you need. A desert environment. It's right.
I must get my grandfather's chest. I run off.
You watch as
Oh, we're running! Run!
Takes off into the village.
Tussle runs off after him, and then I just I open up my book and I'm like, all right. Step number 10: always keep a positive outlook. And then I flip past step 10 to where the secret compartment is, and I take out my vial of spice. Just a little.
This is the moment in which you're going to spice.
I'm spicing it up. Yeah.
All right. For now, you have a +2 comprehend.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. No, we got Jacoby. He has the same accent. Same grandfather knows everything. Mir doesn't show him. Mir enemies. This thing is Jacoby's enemy. Follow him. Let's go.
And as you're kind of like, as you're having this kind of moment of clarity here, is there anything that you guys want to like be doing in town? So you're going, Jacoby, let's start off with you, and you guys can think about if there's any like tasks you want to undergo while you're here in town. Are you guys trying to like get to the ships? But Jacoby, you go and grab your grandfather's chest. What is your home like on this planet? What is the scene that we walk into as you move into your room?
It's got a cot, a table, and whatever, and like a fridge, and like like a sink and stuff.
And where is your grandfather's chest? This is just like a one-room, just like shack.
And there's a closet. Well, there's a closet and a bathroom.
Made of, I imagine, like sheet metal that's been like tagged on top of each other. All right, so you go into the closet.
Yes. And my grandfather's chest is made out of the same material of that the coffin is. I just don't know what that material is.
Yes.
And I'm
carved, organic, carbon-based. I'm not sure.
It's strange. It's unusual, but I know that this is the moment I have been waiting for.
And do you have like a key? I imagine like this is a thing that you weren't to open until right now.
Yes. Till I knew.
Open the box.
We will find out together. I take out the key. The weird thing is, like, they had to replace the lock on this, so it's a very future tech lock. Where like that's like a key card that I just sort of put in in front of it.
Excellent. I love that. It's like the credit card and the lock. And
shoot! The chip's not. Hold on, I have to insert.
You gotta finagle it a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
The ground
Okay, all right, I've got it.
Shakes and rumbles again. You kind of find yourself, whoa, kind of knocked around a little bit. You've never felt earthquakes like this before on Thanaxio. You open the chest. The lock kind of unglocks itself and kind of goes through this elaborate kind of phase. It ends up just being a cube at the end, which falls to the ground. And the chest is free for you to open. And
I open the chest.
And as you bring it open, you look inside, and there are
within you see. Oh,
there are artifacts. You can see.
I was ready for within you see a break.
Oh, in a second. It'll be a good spot in just a second. You see books, among other things. You see weapons, but they're made of just this same. They're just spikes made of this same material that the chest is made out of. You can see they look like some kind of fruit or vegetable. They look like they're edible, and they're kind of like put together in a chain. And you tussle. Your nose kind of turns up. They have an extremely strong scent.
They smell like spice.
It's good that he kept the preservation canisters.
Which is, of course, what they're in. And you see a number of armaments, vials, containing just what looks like water. And that's what you see in this chest.
This is what we need to defeat the evil. I understand my mission, and truly understand what it means to be a Van Helsing.
All right, and that's where we'll take a break. That's
dramatic reveal.
We'll be back in 5 with more Fuck It's Dracula. See you guys soon.
Oh, we're live again, guys. Hello.
Oh, we're here.
Fuck, we're back. Sorry, guys. I'm not giving you the countdowns like I did before because we're in a very dramatic, surprising game.
Now,
kind of a dick move.
Game time.
It's cool. Jacoby,
Yes.
can you do me a favor and give me that line again? Roughly.
I now understand what it means to be a Van Helsing.
And Tussle, you kind of go like, and you don't even know why. And
How?
And you, Grivnir, as we're moving into the next phase, the earthquakes have been intense, and in your kind of spice-fueled brain right now, you are just kind of like, you're moving at 100 miles per hour, and as you're kind of thinking, you're like, I gotta see what these earthquakes are. And as you guys turn around, like, expecting a reveal from Grivnir, expecting the reveal from Van Helsing here, to see Grivnir's reaction. Grivnir's not there. Grivnir, you look out into the chaos and the panic here, and it has become clear to you from anything that you've ever heard and all of the stories told that this is the ground plague. This is the end of this planet.
This is the calamity. Something about that. Yep. Okay, all right. We're in calamity. All right.
And the thing that's making it most clear to you is the giant mountain that you can now see rising out of the ground. This is where it got its name. These strange things emerging from the space. You see, these earthquakes are actually great structures and land masses of terrain appearing here in the space now. And people are fleeing at constant speed. You guys are separated at the moment, but Van Helsing and Tussle, you guys looking around, you're also seeing these huge land masses just appearing. And Grivnir, as you're separated right now, the thing that you're kind of experiencing, as you're just in awe, kind of looking around in a half-daze, mind reeling, you feel a sudden calmness come over you. And you look around, and you're not sure why you're even turning, but as you do, you see that figure that you saw earlier in the desert before.
Fuck.
And Grivnir, as you see him, something that was seeded in your mind previously comes to fruition as you have fallen in love with Dracula. He kind of turns and looks to you.
Obviously, the only thing you have to do is suck up to that guy. You have everything we want. We could be king. We could be rulers of planet.
We will be so much more if you'll come with me. And he begins just kind of like walking out into like the chaos and like the desert to a certain extent. And just like as the like ash and the dust is being kind of like kicked up and sprayed, he kind of like offers you a hand.
You know what? Sure, why not? Huh?
And he begins to walk with you out into. He begins to walk with you out into the desert, and as he speaks, his words just seem to make sense. He says to you, "Your humankind, they've come to an end. I have chased you across many planets and many spaces, but I am getting close to finally wiping you all out. You will, of course, join me in this, yes? You and I could rule together."
Other option. None available. Imagine that, huh? So, yeah, let's do this thing. I've never had too much of a adoring love for Mac. Oh, but my friends, you know, a Tussle, he's a real good boy, you know? Been a good friend of mine. I hate to leave him behind, you know?
you can bring your tassel with you. He's fine. Come closer. And he leans in towards you. And he seems to be heading right for your neck. Would you like would you like to roll Enrapture? There's something very dangerous about this situation, instinctively, that you can feel.
Like, okay. I'm sorry, sir. I'm not. It's a first date kind of thing. That's get to know each other a little better first.
Would you like to roll me Enrapture to resist Dracula's touch?
Sure.
What about comprehend, Pete? Because there's an argument that maybe he comprehends what's happening.
If you would like to comprehend, I will also let you do that.
Yeah, well, both are at 5s right now, so...
Never mind, fuck
4.
that shit.
In that case, you may choose to resist if you wish.
You know, part of me is like, you know, I'm kind of wanting to see where the... I mean, this guy is telling me that he's wiped out humanity on every planet that we've ever landed on, and I know that since I was a child, we've been hopping from planet to planet as they've essentially blown up from under us. Sure, yeah, no, I mean, like, I want to see what this guy has.
You're going to accept?
Yeah, I'm going to accept. Yeah.
All right. And as you guys find a moment later Grivnir kind of standing outside, you've been kind of following him along with your nose tussle.
Well, I imagine when it goes back to us, I've like got the books with me, and I'm looking at one of the books, and my head just goes up, and I'm like, "Fuck, it's Dracula."
I'm a good boy.
And as you're coming up, there's something. Grivnir, he's the same. He's your friend. He's your best friend. But there's something that just smells a little bit different about him. It's not the spice. He does that all the time. There's something a little bit off. And you kind of see him reaching up and kind of pulling a collar up over... Well, you don't make it out, but covering something up that has now appeared on his neck.
Hey, guys. Oh, crazy planet-ending day, huh? You know, it's just today started out like any other normal day, just us in the wagon checking out the outskirts. And now the planet's collapsing. How about that? Have you seen the giant mountain?
You seem strangely nonchalant about all.
I mean, I'm telling you right now that I may have taken my stash out of the book because, you know, planet's ending. Why not, right?
You don't smell like Grivnir.
Like,
where's the grime?
I don't know what you're talking about, Tussle.
What do you mean he doesn't smell like Griffin?
Tussle.
There's no sweat.
Tussle, it's me. Oh yeah.
See, I take out my mirror and point it at Griffin.
You point your mirror at Grivnir, and I'm gonna roll for this. You see nothing.
Tussle, it's me. Come on, it's your friend.
Grivnir has been compromised by Dracula.
When we were on the bird planet together, remember that? You chased all those bird people. We ran out of 3 different towns.
I love Bird Planet.
Yeah, and I hated to leave it too, bud, but this happened over at Bird Planet.
Tussle.
Remember, we saw the giant mountain in the distance. We said, oh, yeah, that's the ground plate. Gotta get out. Same thing's happening.
Tussle, there is no cure for this.
It's me, Tussle.
And as you're looking at the mountain in the distance, the brown plague, your books have told you now that, fuck, it's Dracula. And what you see rising up from the ground, you can see the great tall peak, other smaller mountains kind of moving out beside it that seem to be almost like bat wings that are coming out of the edge of the mountains. And then at the peak of it, a great castle that seems to be carved from the very rock of the earth. It is undoubtedly Dracula Mountain.
Dracula Mountain has risen.
Wow,
must.
it's a good thing we created that whole book really fast. Only 200 words. Wow.
Yes, all of these books are 200 words.
Very easy, quick.
Yeah, so,
Such read.
So you guys, we're going up the mountain. We'll say hi to that guy, and I think maybe we might be able to escape planetary devastation with him, Just
Okay.
seems like he knows us, we met him, and then we'd be like, hey, remember, we found you in the desert, and we got off to a rocky start, but...
You are one of them.
What
Jacoby.
a fool.
Jacoby.
Yes.
Jacoby.
Yes.
Jacoby.
Yes.
Jacoby.
Yes. What is it, Tussle?
Gryffindor's high.
Yeah, he's
Well,
high.
okay,
Also
so
of them,
I already admitted to that part. Remember, I'm not in so many words, but
Gryffindor, your arm feels a lot better.
yeah, no, and
The
guys,
wound's
I'm
still
like-
there. It's not bleeding anymore.
I splashed water on his face.
Like I just sort of splashed water on my face.
It's fine.
I splashed the water I found
I
in
know.
my chest. Okay.
He's fine.
Okay, thanks. I guess I was a little dirty.
I kind
Trying to
of
wake you up.
assumed
I
that was
faked.
acid.
Wow, that's rude. Come on, jeez. Dracula Mountain, Dracula Mountain, Dracula Mountain, Dracula Mountain, Dracula Mountain, Dracula Mountain. I have to run toward Dracula Mountain.
All right,
Actually, I'm
so,
going to run over to one of the mechanical horses and climb on that and ride to Dracula Mountain.
The mechanical horse says, "Nay," and begins taking you off on your way to Dracula Mountain.
Oh, see, Jacoby, Tussle got the right idea. Let's just get on a horse and
Yes, we must go to Dracula Mountain.
yeah, see,
Now-
right, and possibly make peace. Huh? Wouldn't that be fun?
Pete, I got a question about
Yes,
the planet
it would be
Panax.
very fun to make peace with Dracula. I
Yes,
agree.
please.
Dracula, so that's his name. That's a lovely name,
Is it?
Dracula.
Pete, does planet
I never
Panax
heard before. It's foreign.
have
It's
have
exciting.
physics such that horses can climb square up mountains?
No.
Oh, shit.
Everything on planet Panaxio is very real and scientific.
Yep. All checks out.
So it doesn't. No, unfortunately not. But they do have crags and rocks. They do have crags and rocks where perhaps a tussle might be able to climb Dracula Mountain. So if you would like to do that,
So I get to the base of Dracula Mountain.
yeah.
Are the other guys following me or am I alone?
No, I'm following.
Okay.
I say to Gryffindor, there is an important word on the tip of my tongue that I just cannot think of.
A lot of words out there. You're gonna have to give me some hints. Letters.
I
What does it start with?
associated with that strange organic substance that we found that Dracula's pod was made of.
Organic.
The word, actually, just to be clear, the word was Dracula. You were supposed to have said it, but it's too late now.
Oh, alright.
Can't unring that bell. But I guess you also don't know what that material is as well.
Right. I still don't know what the material is.
Seemed like I've heard about this in books on the old Hollow Readers. I think it might have been wood.
Roll comprehend before you say it.
Stick.
2.
You comprehend. Yes, you've heard of this. You maybe not normally, but now in your heightened state, and it also maybe it instinctually scares you a little bit.
Yeah, no, wood. That's scary stuff, right? I mean, it just
Yes, wood, very frightening.
yeah.
Stick. I love stick. I don't know what that is.
Hey, what do you think of this? I take out a small cross and sort of gesture it at Gryffindor.
It's like moderately unappealing.
It's just two perpendicular lines. One of them is longer than the other.
Jackie. You're holding it upside down.
More sense if they were.
You're holding it upside down.
Let me write it.
Yeah, no, see, if they were, you know...
I was hoping you would work with me there, James. I was really hoping.
I'm just saying, it's... The aesthetic on it, it just... could be better.
Right.
Alright, let's climb Dracula Mountain. Come
on. How do you guys get up Dracula Mountain?
I want to climb.
So we get to the base of it with our horses, and then
yes.
I strangely have this climbing gear that was in the chest.
Fair enough. Are all of you going to be using this climbing gear? I mean, your father knew that he would be summoning Dracula Mountain, of course.
Right. Yeah, there's just like one set.
I know what I want to do.
Guys, can I ask you a meta question?
Yeah.
Dracula Mountain's not a thing, right? He didn't have a mountain ever. I just need to be clear about that.
I don't think so.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that was a Fuck It's Dracula original. Okay, good. Moving on.
There's a song by Lightning Bolt called Dracula Mountain.
That sounds a good song. So you're getting out your climbing gear, and you're going over. You only have enough climbing gear for one, unfortunately. I will need you to roll me a survive climb.
Does this give me any bonus to it?
Your survive is a 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a 2 with your climbing gear.
Oh, there goes the die. Stop it, die. It's a 2. I got a 2.
Hey, nice. You climb up the mountain. You see he's kind of making headways. Maybe struggling a little bit, not used to this kind of over-terrain movement, but you begin making it up. Tussle and Gryffindor, how you guys going?
I want to go and wrestle a bat wolf and ride it up the mountain.
There are bat wolves that are kind of hissing and howling and making bat sounds all over the place on the edge of the mountains. Go ahead and this is going to be, aggress. To start with, this is a 2-parter.
All right, I go up to Bat Wolf.
All right, to beat the Bat Wolf.
Bow wow, Bat Wolf. I rolled a 1.
You do absolutely wrestle down a Bat Wolf. It's a struggle. I almost did it again, said Tussle. It's a struggle as you're kind of like rolling around with it and kind of pushing it aside, but eventually it yields. And then you should roll me in Rapture to like get it.
Animal handling.
Yeah, to get it to bring you up the mountain.
Oh no! I got a 5 out of my 4!
Alright, it begins bringing you up.
Can I threaten it with my knife?
You can threaten it with your knife. But I think because of your low comprehend... Let me tell you what happens, Tussle.
Okay.
The Batwolf begins bringing you up the mountain. And it's... It's powerful. You're Tussle, you're pretty big, right? I've pictured.
Oh, I'm a big boy. Yeah. Lots of hair. Big.
I've pictured you as such, and it's flying with you. It kind of has you in its claws, as it's like.
Oh, this is not how I intended to.
Are you riding on top of it?
That was what I thought. This is now bad. I'm scared. Woof woof.
Oh, okay. Well, that's, I guess that's the bad part of the situation. Is it's kind of carrying you up the mountain, as you're... And how are you getting up the mountain, Gryffindor?
Gryffindor is unsure of how he's gonna climb up the mountain. My arm doesn't hurt anymore, though, right?
Your arm feels fine. It doesn't feel like anything.
I'm gonna search for like the best handhold path, just kind of scope it out and see where I could make my easiest ascent. Right?
You're trying to.
I'm trying to comprehend the easiest path up.
I'll give it to you. Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and really comprehend.
6.
And at this point, as you begin kind of like focusing and trying to find the right path up, you begin. You have this kind of moment of where your heart seems to like beat faster, and you begin to grow a piercing headache, and the spice seems to be beginning to wear off. It doesn't usually wear off this quickly, but
it's only been I should have another hour left. God, ow.
Your
All right,
climb,
suck it up.
your climb up the mountain is arduous, and you are no longer gaining the benefits of spice. Also, the blood that was kind of dripping out of your arm, I described this before, I don't know if I said it though, it's like, you still have that wound there, and it's open, it's just not bleeding.
Oof.
Yeah, it burns, it stings, but it's fine, I'm fine.
And Jacoby, you and Grivnir make it up to the top of the mountain a bit after Tussle. Tussle, you get to the top of the mountain, and you're kind of like, this is the point where you're like, all right, put me down here, and it's still kind of flying you up. It seems to be flying you up past, like, the entrance where you're going to kind of meet up with people you planned, and because there's this large, like, castle that's carved into the rock of Dracula Mountain, and it seems to be bringing you, like, up and into Dracula Mountain, like, bringing you right to the top tower of the castle. Do you want to try and act here?
Yes.
What do you do?
I want to get very quiet.
Tussle gets very quiet.
And then... bark, 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 and hope that it drops me.
Roll in Rapture.
I rolled a 3 out of 4. I win.
And the
Tussle
Batwolf
is good.
The Batwolf just hisses and kind of like curls back as it lets go of you, making a completely different sound than any other Batwolf up till now.
Oh yeah, it's so startled.
Well, they're all different. This one, it's also so startled. And it just kind of like drops you down. Tussle, you get a little bit bruised as it drops you from a bit of a height, but you are exactly where you wanted to be, and it has successfully brought you up the mountain.
Bark, bark.
Jacoby, you just climb. Just climb up. Good old-fashioned way. And Grivnir is exhausted as he reaches the top.
Not looking so good.
You all stand on the precipice of Dracula's sanctum.
Hey guys, the climb, it hurt a lot. I'm in a lot of pain right now, but I feel fine. Like, I don't feel winded, I don't feel tired. It just hurts, you know? Like, is that weird?
Yes.
Nope, I feel like that all the time.
All right, okay.
Well, what? Cool. Are you in constant pain, Tussle?
Yesterday, I got my leg cut in a door, and I was just, ow!
You know what, never mind.
Sure.
Your injury is not bleeding.
Weird.
No, I think it's, I'm healing up pretty good, huh? Right? I mean, so there's no scab over it.
Here, let's wash that out with some of this special water.
I mean, if you insist. I mean, I already gave it a rinse before on the cart when I was bandaging it, but...
I'll lick it!
No, don't lick it.
Yeah, Tussle, that's probably... We're good on you licking it. It's...
I pour a little bit of the special water onto the wound.
You pour some of this special vial of water that you found in your grandfather's chest. Oh my God, Grivnir, it stings like absolute hell.
Oh, fuck! Okay, we're not doing the ow.
The pain means it works.
Is that... Yes. No, I'm okay. Yeah, see,
it's like hydrogen peroxide.
Yeah, you did it. It's good. It's real good. I'm sure it'll close up just fine now.
Around the area where it was poured, you kind of look down, Grivnir, and you put the bandage back over it. You kind of recover it up, but you can see that, like, the veins where that have kind of like turned like blackened, and there's like a burn on your arm where you put that water.
We're just gonna. I'm wrapping it back up. Okay, you don't have to look at it. It won't get infected if it's wrapped up. We're okay. We'll take a look at it again later after we meet Mr. Dracula.
Of course.
Hear his pitch.
Friend, let's go meet Dracula, friend. Let's go.
Yeah, friend.
Yes, let us go make peace.
Yeah.
You step into this space, and it is filled with that same wooden material that you've kind of found here.
Wow.
You walk into a beautiful, like, glorious-looking entryway of this castle. There's, like, staircases leading upwards. Armored statues are kind of, like, all over the place, kind of arranged in different ways. Craftsmanship, images that you recognize from your family texts. Jacoby, you are in Dracula's inner sanctum. And as
We've reached Dracula Castle at the top of Dracula Mountain.
according to the rule, this is actually Dracula's sanctum.
Of course, the inside of Dracula's castle is we call that Dracula's sanctum.
Yes.
Wow.
And as you come to here, you begin to see pouring out at the top of this staircase. There's the kind of, the classic split staircases leading up to a large door.
Mm-hmm.
From that door at the top here in this area, you watch as pale white mist begins to drift outwards and down towards you.
Look at Bird Planet!
It looks like Bird Planet. It reminds you of what Bird Planet
The jungles of Bird Planet!
There was a lot of, rain. There was no trees or wood. You guys have never heard or seen that.
Okay. The rain of Bird Planet.
But there was mist and rain.
Wow.
The mechanical jungles of Bird Planet.
Yeah, the steel jungle of Bird Planet.
It's not a city, just everything was made out of steel.
Yeah, exactly. And that mist begins to seep into the room that you're standing. It moves and creeps slowly down the stairs, and as it moves upward, you can almost see roiling in the mist, in the water river rushing scene in Lord of the Rings. You can see, for a brief moment, you'll see, a face appear, a bat. The mist of sadness approaches. What do you all do?
It's the mist of sadness. I take out my respirator.
I don't know if you have a respirator in your Dracula kit.
It's refreshing.
They're called the mist of sadness.
All right, Pete. I know.
Does the mist affect me?
You watch as Grivnir kind of walks into the mist. It hasn't reached Tussle or Jacoby yet, but Grivnir walks in, and the mist just kind of coils around you. You almost feel like you're able to hold on to it and just shape it and kind of sculpt it, and it's fine. It's pleasant.
Yeah, it's refreshing, guys. Look, you can make a little tornado if you spin your finger around, whoosh. Look at that. That's nice.
I like
Right,
a
When you ever
torch.
see this?
I would like to run around in the mist like it's Bird Planet and relive my glory day.
No, Tussle.
I need you
Bird Planet, Bird Planet, Bird Planet, Bird Planet!
Tussle, I need you to roll me survive.
Oh shit.
I'm sorry.
I thought it would be
Tussle.
in Rapture because I'm so happy!
I'll let you make a case for Enrapture. I think that's reasonable.
Hey!
You're able to overcome the mist of sadness with your pure
4 out of 4!
As you're not stopped by the mist of sadness, Tussle, as you're remembering Bird Planet, and you're remembering
biting at
all
the
of
little
good
mist
times
bats.
that you had there, they are kind of almost seeming to recoil from you. You go to bite down at the mist, and it doesn't react to you like did to Grivnir. The mist seems to almost not like you, Tussle. But as you move through it, and it seems to avoid you in this way, some of it still touches you, and one thought does cross your mind, Tussle. Whether it lingers, I don't know. But you do for one moment think to yourself, Bird Planet's gone forever. And then it passes. However you...
Bird Planet!
Fair enough. And then... Jacoby, what do you do?
I take out a torch and light it.
Blazes.
I am bad at surviving, but I can fight. So I will attempt to burn this mist away with my fire.
What you're saying
attack
is
the
you're trying to
darkness.
aggress this mist.
Yep.
I aggress the mist.
Uh-huh.
This is maybe not the most efficient way of doing this, but I will give you... I need you to get me with 2. You gotta not get a 6 twice. I'm giving you disadvantage on this mist check.
5.
I think aggressing a mist is not the way to go.
And 5.
Hey, you barely succeed twice. As you kind of bat away the mist of sadness, and kind of hold your breath the whole time, and begin kind of making it up the steps as most of the mist dissipates.
See, I don't know what you guys were. I'm gonna take a little ball of this with me if I can. Just kind of.
You don't need to
How
even.
cool is
you don't need
that?
to roll it up. You can just. You seem to almost just be able to manipulate it. And you step up the stairs, and move into phase 5.
Phase 5.
Dun dun dun.
You walk into a very large chamber, open, and you can see rows of wooden benches, kind of in different spaces, and it seems to be structured almost like a church. And at the back of it, however, you see no crucifix, but you do see an absolutely massive pipe organ. And sitting at that organ, you can see back to you right now. You sense your love immediately, Grivnir.
Beautiful music.
The collar up over him as he's kind of playing this elaborate symphony on the organ here, with his back to you as you kind of are slowly walking into the chamber here.
Who else have you ever heard with such musical talent? That's just absolutely... It's haunting. That's what it is. It's haunting. It sticks with you.
Wow.
Yes, it is.
It's that guy in the desert! Guys! It's the guy! It's the guy from earlier! Wow!
Yeah, Tussle. Yeah. Oh, that's what we were talking
I wonder
about.
if he wants to kill Dracula too!
No. We're here to be We're here to make
Dracula.
friends with Dracula. We're making peace, because this is kind of, he showed up, and then the whole apocalypse started happening, and I'm pretty sure they're connected. And here he is at the top of this mountain, which is part of the ground plague,
Grivnir.
And here I'm thinking, maybe we could all live
Well,
happy here.
Let's just sit down and wait for him to finish playing. It's rude to interrupt him.
Grivnir, at some point you realized your heart doesn't seem to be beating.
Huh.
You just wait for him to play through the whole piece?
I want to sit down and wait.
Alright.
I'm a good boy.
You watch as Tussle hops over a chair. What are you doing, Jacoby?
I eat a thing of garlic.
It's very strong. You've never eaten garlic before. It sucks. It's really awful. But
I know this is a key component to the hobby.
I mean, undeniably
Jeffy,
so.
what are you eating? It smells so bad.
Oh, it's just my new favorite snack.
You feel sick to your stomach, Grivnir.
I love this.
Can I have
Did you
some?
want to bite, Grivnir? Yes, you can. Did you want to
No,
bite,
no.
Grivnir?
I'm good. I'm all set.
Are you sure?
Oh, man,
You should
it's
just
making
try
me
a bite.
retch over here.
No. You should try a bite. I insist.
Yum, I like it. Pretty good.
All right, I'm gonna keep this hung over my
Jeffy, I
shoulder.
will puke on you if you put that anywhere close to me. Okay. All right.
And as you're saying that, the organ just kind of like plays a couple of wrong notes, and you see Dracula kind of stutter for a moment as he stands up and turns around towards all of you and goes,
Wow!
"Would you stop it with all of that racket? I'm trying to set something up here."
Dracula, I'm sorry. It's real. I don't mean to interrupt you in your grand moment here. It was very, very beautiful. But this guy over here just keeps.
I'm just having my snack.
in my face.
Very good show. I like more.
Hey, hello, Dracula. I don't think we've been properly introduced. I start approaching him with my hand outstretched.
How you know?
Oh, Pete's become a robot. It's Robot Dracula.
Robot Dracula. I wish I was that good, but I thought that it could.
Nope,
Robot.
Pete, you're a complete robot.
Oh God, it's happening. This is
Beep,
the
boop.
secret robot Dracula before the real
Uh-oh.
Dracula.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he's
Uh-oh, guys, we lost Pete.
Am I a robot?
No.
You're better now.
Robot Dracula. I wish I was a good enough DM to think of Robot Dracula. Unfortunately, I did not. And Dracula kind of continues forward. He looks to you. How did you know my name was Dracula?
No, it's just an instinct. My name is Jacoby. I'm holding out my hand to shake.
He does not move towards your hand. He begins kind of pacing around you. And as he steps down from kind of the raised platform on which the pipe organ is, you see him walk off the edge. There's no stairs leading up, but he just kind of does like the arms out Dracula float downwards as he touches the ground. And he begins just kind of...
You're a bird.
the T-pose.
You are from Bird Planet.
Precisely.
No, he's a bat.
He T-poses down, and he begins kind of like stalking around the chamber, walking around you. So tell me,
Bird.
I know why you have come, Grim. It is good. You have brought your friends as well.
Yeah, no, you see, I was trying to tell him that, you know, if everything goes down, right, it's world's ending, humanity's destroyed. Well, I mean, Tussle here, he's not human, right? We don't have to worry about Tussle. And then
Gryffindor, who is this guy?
Jacoby, oh, he's Dracula. He's also probably going to destroy humanity. So better get used to him.
Gryffindor. That includes Bird Planet.
Well, so
No.
yeah, I guess you might be right that Bird Planet disappearing is kind of his
Tussle.
Let's
It
think.
doesn't just include Bird Planet.
right?
He's already destroyed Bird Planet.
I destroyed Bird Planet years ago.
You son of a bitch! I attacked Dracula.
And with that, we do the equivalent of rolling initiative.
Yeah,
in this
can I
game.
roll to kill Dracula?
I would like you to roll me aggressed, and
I rolled a 3 out of 5 to kill Dracula.
you rolled a 3 out of 5, so you did it.
Oh, I killed Dracula!
Dracula, you go and kind of stab into Dracula. With your first aggress here, as soon as the knife makes contact, does your knife have any cool backstory? It's my first question for you. Okay, in that case, I'm just gonna give you one last ditch effort here. You stab the knife into Dracula, and you see he just disperses into a cloud of bats. And there's now just a bunch of bats.
Actually, wait a minute,
flying
Pete.
Yes.
Can I make a bullshit here?
What's that?
I am very poor because I'm just a dog and I'm dumb,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And in this fantasy space world, metal like iron, which is very useful for building and structural things, simply is too valuable to make into knives for poor dogs. So mine's made out of a terrible, useless metal like silver.
Ah, yes.
Can I roll for bullshit? I don't know, is that a thing?
No, your knife has always been allowed to be special from the start.
Oh, good. I have a knife!
And we think back in time to the exact moment when you guys were all looking away and Tussle threw that knife at that bat wolf on the cart, and it shriveled up and like crumbled into dust as he hit it with it. And this time you stab it into Dracula, and as it does, it kind of leaves a gash, and you see some of that pattern start to kind of appear on Dracula's chest for just a brief moment before he turns into bats. And there's just some like Dracula dust that flits through the chamber here.
I got him.
Tussle, bad Tussle, bad.
Whoa. Not cool.
Grivnir,
What would you like to do, Jacoby?
I'm a good boy.
I will,
My old friend attacking my new friend is not being a good boy.
So there's a flock of bats.
There's a
swarm
flock of bats.
And Dracula is the bats.
Dracula is the bats, it seems like. Or maybe he's hiding himself in the bats.
Alright.
He's disappeared and there's bats. That's the bottom line.
We all have, like, communicator phones and such, right?
Yeah, high-tech heads-up displays that you guys haven't been using yet. You all have them.
Yes,
Of course.
I turn mine on, and then play a very high frequency tone.
You hear the town guard captain goes, as soon as you turn your thing kind of back on, Jacoby, you've turned back on your targeting.
Yeah, I would like to play. I would like it for my targeting, so to speak, to play a very. I want some reverb.
Roll me.
You just hold the speaker up to the earpiece and
Roll me a
everyone
comprehend.
dies.
I feel like this is a comprehend move to, one, understand this, and two, hit the right frequency to affect bats.
Sure. I got the 2, which is my comprehend.
And as soon as you do this in this high-pitched frequency, which I'm not going to try and do, if any of you want to make a high-pitched noise, that's pretty good. You watch as the bats, which were just kind of like flooding around in a circle, they start just kind of like moving around. A few of them kind of awkwardly crash into walls. One of them kind of like flies over into like a pew, and then you just see them all just kind of reform into one spot, and you can see Dracula kind of holding his ears against the wall as he reforms. He goes, "What was that noise?" And it's your turn, Grivnir.
So Grivnir, I'm your best friend.
Yeah, I know, Tussle, and I want us to be best friends forever. And I think that Dracula here could do that for us. You know?
I could make you best friends forever.
Forever.
Join us, Tassel.
Right? Team Dracula. It's gonna be cool.
Dracula. Team
So
Drag.
Bird Planet.
But we could
We
find
could
another
make a
bird
new
planet.
bird planet.
You know what the bird people said? Wherever they go is bird planet. We just
He's
have
going
to
to kill the bird people.
We are going to kill. I cannot deny this. We are going to kill the bird people. But we will make a new, more powerful bat planet.
I'm trying. All right, see, bird planet, bat planet.
Winged
That's
creatures
a
all about.
3-letter difference, okay? Right?
Grivnir,
They fly. One has feathers, the other has fur. It can be great.
who's your best friend? Me or Dracula?
Yeah, Grivnir, now is the time to decide.
How can I choose between
This is like real life.
and Dracula? Oh God, don't you hate when this happens?
What do you do? It's your turn, Grivnir.
I don't know. Do I make some sort of check to try and
No, you just tell me what your next action is.
Grivnir's gonna fall to the ground holding his head, not sure what to do. He's like, Tussle's been with me all the way since Lizard Planet.
Fuck Lizard Planet.
If it helps you decide
This
at
is
all,
basically Lizard
I'm
Planet.
going to kill Dracula.
That was like, I'm thinking, no, he's been with me since Salamander Planet, you know,
I don't
lush.
like that either.
Is that your action, Grivnir? Is that you
He's just falling down and holding my head because I don't know what to do. I can't act against either of these parties.
Alright.
I'm in psychic torment right now.
Grivnir's having a hard time, and as you are going through this kind of psychic anguish, you're feeling
Oh,
like
who's breathing really hard in the mic?
yeah, there's a lot of mic breath. It's the psychic anguish, is what that was.
Yike. That's the high frequency sound that killed Dracula.
You feel your body growing hot as this is happening, and you start to feel like you're starting to feel like a pain all of a sudden in your mouth, and two fangs kind of come out of the top of your the top row of teeth, and then the bottom as your teeth just erupt. And you see as he's becoming more and more vampiric in his nature, as he's like wrestling with this emotional turmoil. That's all for his turn. Dracula's going to take a turn.
Hair falls out.
Dracula is going to run over to... did you say your name yet?
I have not.
Okay. In that case, he's going to go after you.
I've said I'm Jacoby, but I haven't said my last name.
Yeah, he's still going to go after you, Jacoby, and he runs up to you, and he's going to do, like... He just moves quick as lightning. He's a shadow. You have been training to hunt your whole life, but this thing moves supernaturally fast, and before you have a moment to even react, he's just on you. And he has his hand around your throat as he's holding you off the ground a little bit. At least you, we will deal with immediately. And that's his turn, is getting you in this terrible grapple. You can feel his hand beginning to kind of constrain your throat. Dracula, don't play. What do you do?
I breathe in his face.
Just you see his face like scrunch up immediately. Just disgusting.
And then I splash what I presume is holy water on him.
Okay. I need you to make me an aggress.
Can do. 5.
Another 5. You splash the holy water. Where are you trying to get him?
Oh, right in the face.
Okay, you go right on the face. And it begins to burn, and he kind of like recoils backwards. You can see that he now has these like terrible black burn marks where his face are, and like steam kind of coils up on it. The reaction is a lot more vicious than when it happened to Grivnir. And as he's kind of holy water. And he's still, however, he's still kind of holding on to you right now, and you're starting to feel yourself losing a bit of oxygen, but he's taken another pretty big wound. Tussle.
I would like to...
Tussle, stab him!
Throw me a stick!
I mean, I dropped... yeah, you know, yeah, I dropped...
I would like to instinctively jump into the air and catch the stick in my mouth and stab it into the back of Dracula.
Absolutely. Go ahead and roll me dog. Why wasn't there a dog stat on this?
Yeah, it's weird. Where the hell did my die go?
I mean, roll me aggress.
No one.
Go get a 1?
Yeah.
A natural 1? The crit?
Well, that was after modifier.
Oh, yes. It was an unnatural 1 as you stab, reach out and you stab this kind of stake forward and into Dracula, and as he's kind of like turning around to look at you, would you care to describe the killing blow on Dracula?
Yeah, right. Jacoby throws him in the air, and I jump and catch. And like, I'm mostly a man. I'm just very hairy and have a tail, but I still catch the stick in my mouth, and I just kind of slam into the back of Dracula. At which point, the stake pierces through him, and I'm just kind of hanging from Dracula by the stake, and through my closed jaws, I just kind of, Grivnir's my best friend.
And as you say that, Dracula, as soon as the stake hits him, he just turns to ash.
Does he turn to ash or does he collapse?
He turns to ash.
Oh, he doesn't Obi-Wan Kenobi the shit.
But from that ash, you see a wisp of smoke, and you just hear a voice, distant. Grivnir is my best friend. And Grivnir, you feel something enter into you. And the pain and also the deliberation here, it comes to an end as you and Dracula in this moment become one. As my final role for what happens in this phase was a betrayal. Grivnir, You have the full might of Dracula within you.
He's
guiding
Dracula.
You are Grivnir and Dracula. What would you like to do, Grivnir?
I'm Dracula. Also, we could have been. Oh no, now my voice is different. This is weird. I don't. Is this a side effect? Is this?
I like that you're playing him basically the same way I played him.
Guess it changes your accent. Also, be a good boy. Drop the stick. And I'm going to attempt to enrapture Tussle here with a 5. My stat is a 5. I was made to be Dracula.
I would like to roll a contested enrapture.
Yeah. Please do.
I rolled a 6 out of my 4. Fuck.
Oh god.
I'm a good boy.
He's your best friend. Van Helsing, what would you like to do?
Is me Grivnir?
He's not Grivnir anymore.
What are you talking about? I'm just looking at
He's
me.
Grivula.
Grivnir.
Fuck, he's Grivula. And I sort of like, I look at Dracula or the new Dracula, Grivula, and I say, I would like to appeal to the Dracula within. Dracula, say my name.
And you, Grivnir, say nothing, and then you say, roll me in Rapture on Dracula.
5.
Does that succeed for you?
No.
Oh, no.
Unless there's some sort of bonus for this, but...
You see as a snarl kind of comes to Grivnir's mouth, and a voice speaks through Grivnir that's in the same accent, but just slightly different. A more confident Grivnir doing Dracula voice, as Dracula says, I won't give you the satisfaction, while recognition gleams in his eyes. I should have killed your family aeons ago.
You're goddamn right. I shoot him with a crossbow.
Go ahead and aggress.
2, so yeah.
Yeah, you hit him. The crossbow is, wooden bolt.
Yeah.
As it's fused with Grivnir, the wooden bolt pierces in, but it doesn't seem quite enough to finish him off. As the turn, some of the human blood in him still keeping him from instantly dying the way.
What am I doing?
The turn is yours, Tussle. I don't know what you're doing. You just choose what you do.
I now have a crossbow bolt in my chest.
Yes. It doesn't hurt that much, surprisingly. Tussle.
Grivnir's my best friend! I will try and stab Jacoby Van Helsing with my knife. I rolled a 3.
Do I contest this? How does this work?
That's never come up before. I don't know.
Whoever gets lower?
Yeah, sure. Seems a good way to do it.
You got lower.
Oh no!
You stab Van Helsing in the chest.
Oh.
Ugh.
Oh, it bent. Your shitty silver knife bent.
Shit. I'm sorry.
With that, we move now to Grivula. What do you want to do, Grivula?
You know, it's very, we could make something out of this, you know. I feel so much better than I've ever felt in my life, you know? It's almost, it's spice without the headache. I'm sorry, Jekyll. You will have to. And I will attempt to, just kinda take Tussle's knife out of his chest and put it in a different spot.
Oh, that's a brutal aggress. Roll contested. Actually, you're a bad guy, so you can just roll an aggress.
Ha! Ha! Oh, it's a 6. I mean, I don't know why I'm upset. That's the Dracula.
My paw lands upon your hand. If Grivnir can't be my best friend, he can't be anyone's best friend.
It's out of initiative. Oh, actually, Van Helsing and Tussle, would you guys like to joint in action?
Yeah, I mean, we should stab him in the chest with a stake. I'm sorry, Grivnir. It's just business.
Tussle, for you it's not business. Are you getting in on this?
The hunt comes to an end.
Alright, roll me aggress.
I'm frozen.
2.
It stabs into you, Grivnir. And as it does, you begin to feel cold. Colder than you did before, and where the stake is now buried deep and within you, Grivnir, ash begins to kind of spread and curl throughout your body. But much slower, like Peter Parker at the end of Avengers, so you have time to say some stuff.
I'll save you, bud. I lick his wounds with my garlic tongue.
It's a reverse of Mice and Men.
I don't feel so good, Tussle. Keep chasing the bird people wherever you go.
I'll kill all of them.
What? Wait. What?
I have to kill all the bird people.
Why do you have to kill the bird dust?
They're the bird people.
I thought you liked the bird.
Well, I like chasing them. And then when I get them, I rip their feathers out.
What?
You haven't seen me do this yet?
No.
Wow.
It really is a reverse of Mice and Men.
Bye, Grivnir.
As Grivula, you turn to ash in Tussle's arms. And you dissipate. And with that,
where'd Grivnir go?
Oh, no.
You begin to hear shrieks and wails.
I pour holy water on the ash.
Naturally, it smokes. You begin to hear shrieks and wails from outside as the bat wolves begin to just kind of all simultaneously just like fall and wither up, also turning to ash. And the kind of pallid clouds that had grown up in storms around Dracula Mountain dissipate. The ground comes to a rest. And as you're seeing people here have the planet, the Naxio, is ashes and ruins at this point. Most of the people have fled, but no longer will they be pursued by Dracula.
Van, we're gonna have to leave.
Oh, yes. Yes. This planet is doomed. And I'm going to have to hunt more monsters.
It was always pretty shitty to begin. The ghost of here.
We should go to Bird Planet!
Sure. We will go to Bird Planet.
And as you turn around...
Definitely, you're my best friend!
Oh, no.
Look at the flowers.
That hurts. I'm... Matty Borgs is right. F in chats. F's in chat, boys.
And Tussle, as you turn around and look up towards Bird Planet and the ashy charred remains of the barren landscape therein, eyes full of hope and expectations, that is where our adventure comes to an end.
I considered just saying I shoot him in the back of the head.
It's both a reverse Mice of Mice and Men and a regular of Mice and Men.
It is just of Mice and Men.
And with that, you guys beat Fuck It's Dracula. It was Dracula.
Mice and
I
Men.
was Dracula.
Well, I think it still works for it was, right?
Yeah.
Maybe?
It's been...
Sure.
I don't know.
Was Dracula.
Mm-hmm.
You won. Good work, you guys. This was a dumb game.
This was an amazing game. I'm very pleased.
This was an even more ridiculous game than I thought it was when I started. I'll tell you this, I had a much more serious tone than I was planning on bringing this thing at the beginning.
Oh.
But,
might have wanted to mention that one.
Fine by me. It just, I went the way it went.
Sometimes you just gotta go with it.
Sometimes it goes the way it goes. I had an absolute blast. I hope you guys.
I had a far more serious character than at concept, at least. But then,
well, you fell in love with Dracula. Also, me and James had discussed this beforehand, and James was like, "I want to fall in love with Dracula," and I was like, "If I roll fall in love with Dracula, I'll pick you." And I did roll fall in love with Dracula in phase 3.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
For all the things that could have happened, the ones that you missed were, actually, you only missed one, and that was learn one secret about Dracula and one secret about a PC.
I feel like that happened every phase.
Yeah, that's true. It's not a very good one, I guess. But all the other ones you experienced, which were the Mist of Sadness, the Bat Wolves, the Someone Falls in Love with Dracula, and you opened with, fuck, it's Dracula. So you guys won. Congratulations. Thank you guys so much for playing. I had a lot of fun.
Pete, thank you for running.
Yeah, of course.
It was a delight.
And do you guys got anything you want to talk about? Jeremy, you want to tell them about all the great D&D time stuff?
Yeah, guys. Chat. Thank you so much for hanging out. We love you guys very much. We hope that you were at least half as entertained as we were, because that would still be like 5-star content there. But yeah, we got a ton of great stuff going on the D&D Time channel. Next Friday is Pete and Jeremy's D&D Time, as always on Fridays at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. But we have a legend battle this Friday, a legendary adventure. Should be pretty exciting. We're at Legend Week again. We got 2 weeks in a row of Legend games, so it's gonna be very exciting.
Okay.
I'm gonna be coordinating that stuff in the chat.
Wait, Jeremy, did you say there's a Legend battle?
No, Legend game, not battle. Not battle. We're not a battle yet.
Whoa. I've been not
legendary game. But it should be a lot of fun. Check it out. That's only for game 3. The first 2 games are totally normal Pete and Jeremy's D&D Time, which you can sign up for and learn more about on our website, dndtime.stream. And next Sunday, in this time slot, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, like we always do, we're going to be doing Fantasy Labs, a new show that we've been running here for the last few weeks now. Actually, it's been about a month we've been running it, and it's great. It's a show focused entirely on creating cool homebrew content and becoming better at making homebrew content for 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons as a community. We've got a really vibrant kind of community area on our Discord workshop area where people are sharing their homebrew, talking about things like giving constructive criticism. And it's really cool. I'm really enjoying it. Thoroughly enjoying it.
I've been as well. It's been a great workshop.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, I'm very, very excited. It should be a lot of fun. I don't know what we're talking about next week, but I've got a couple of ideas, things it could be.
Yeah,
We've got multiple things that we could share.
There's a lot of stuff in the
there's a ton of stuff
in the works. So we'll have to.
We did Bards in the last month. If you want to check out all of our VODs and check those out.
Absolutely.
That's all I got, Pete.
Growly, hire Marvelo?
Oh yeah, always hire Marvelo. Yeah. What? Macaroni and cheese? What?
Yeah, I got macaroni and cheese.
Fred's Franks?
French Frank, thank you so much for, I wanted to say, thank you for putting that as my tag where you have twitch.tv/D&D time. And here I have fredsfranks.com. You guys, warm weather is coming back to Massachusetts, and that means more time to enjoy Fred's Franks. Okay, the best hot dog in Massachusetts, according to Reader's Digest July edition. Now, Massachusetts, greater Boston area, right? If you fly into Logan Airport, I'll tell you right now, you just go 93 north until you get on 95 north, and you take exit 40, go around the rotary, you'll see us there. It's a cart that has 2 big green egg grills set up on the back. You'll see the smoke, you'll smell the beautiful aroma, and that is where you can get the best hot dog in Massachusetts, Monday to Saturday, 10:30 to approximately 3 o'clock. As the weather gets warmer, we'll stay open later. And yeah, you can enjoy any number of all beef, all natural casing hot dogs, or you can have our specialty sandwich, the Schnurble, which is hot dog, 2 pieces of chorizo,
It's
and
the best
mayo,
hot dog.
sweet cabbage, and sriracha baba.
Personally, I recommend the Super Schnurble.
The Super Schnurble, 3 pieces of chorizo and half of a monster dog. So that's a 1/4 pound of hot dog with like 2/3 pound chorizo. It's hefty.
It's an entire one hot dog that's a meal.
I got a question, James. So, of a regular, forget the Super Schnurble here, but of a regular Schnurble, how many bites would you need to gain the power to defeat Dracula?
Oh, how many bites of a Schnurble?
Yeah. Do you think like after like 3 bites, I could fucking take Dracula? Is it like 3? Is it 1?
I tell you right now that the Schnurble for me isn't complete until you finished it and you miss it. You know? That's where its power really lies, is that no matter how many bites it takes you, when it's gone, you're going to wish you had more of it.
It stays with you forever.
Let me throw an idea your way.
It's like a 1-up Schnurble.
Oh, yeah.
Could just having purchased a Schnurble allow you to defeat Dracula, just knowing that you would soon be eating that? Be like, well, I have to beat Dracula before I do that.
Dracula came in between me and a Schnurble,
there it is.
That would give me the power to defeat Dracula.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, guys, you're hearing it first here. If you want to play it safe, you should... James, you're blowing and chipping again. Wow. If you want to play it safe, you probably want to go and get a Schnurble just in case Dracula shows up.
Just in case.
Otherwise, you might die. Like poor Groovir.
On another note, I would also like to shout out Mr. Plunderloot, who subscribed at Tier 1. They've been subscribed for 24 months. That's 2 years that we've been together.
Oh, wow.
Plunder, or I guess longer than that. It's just that's 2 years that we've been
Plunder.
Yes.
Bless you, my friend.
Plunder, all of my love to you. Thank you so much.
You know, Plunder, it says you're the 31st player in the game, but I feel like you're probably the like 3rd or 4th that's like still here from the beginning of D&D time.
That's true. One of the OGs, Plunder. You got that first tag.
First.
Yeah, one of our oldest supporters.
That is that's all I got for the night. Thank you again all for watching this wacky game. I highly recommend checking it out. I don't know how any way that you could support the person who created it, so I can't recommend it. But
well, actually, thank you to Levon Jihanian for making it, or Levon Jihanian.
I was going to say if you can. I don't know if he has posts to his social media anywhere, but if you follow him or something, check it out because this game was awesome, and I'm really thankful that he made it. It made me want to like get involved in the community that this is from, so it's really cool. That's all I got. All my love to you guys. Thanks again for playing.
Oh wow, they're a dope illustrator. They have a really cool website.
Oh, cool. Yeah, support.
Unless there's a different person with the name Levon Jihanian, which would be weird. That'd be very surprising.
I don't know.
Jeremy, can you just turn off the stream at a random time, like you've been putting it on at a random time?
No, Pete, I can't.